And confidence. His first time he's ever run the boot here at Watkins Glen in one of these cars, and last time he qualified on pole, he went to victory lane. That was at Lime Rock Park. Elio Meza right behind him. He will be starting on the outside of that front row. Championship points leader, looking for win number 6 of the season, looking for some revenge after he broke, coming to the white flag at Road America after he seemingly was well on his way to victory. But it is the returner, Tristan McKee, the 2025 TA2 champion. He is back in the number 48 car. Last year here at Watkins Glen, he went pole to victory lane. We'll see if he can do it again. He's had a wild year. He's run ARCA cars. He's run super late models. In fact, he ran at Slinger, the quarter-mile high bank track in Wisconsin earlier this week. Now he's at what some call the super speedway of road courses here at Watkins Glen. So 3 dangerous guys all at the front, the reigning champion, and a couple of guys battling to be champion this year for Team SLR on 1, right at the sharp end of the field again, Alan.
All right, Nate, thanks. So it's a traditional 100-mile distance for 34 drivers on this high-speed Watkins Glen course. The grid is being formed, and the opening ceremony and the engines firing coming up next when we come back on Racing America.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
My name is Christina Lamb, and you're watching Trans Am on Racing America.
Christina, one of the 34 drivers in the field for today's Q3 Architecture TA2 Series at Watkins Glen International, on what's turning into a beautiful afternoon, a day that began with heavy showers and a thunderstorm, but the stage set now with a dry racetrack and a fast racetrack for round 8 of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series season. So championship standings after Elio Meza fell from the lead at the white flag back into the pack, and Alon Day won the race last round at Road America. Just that 14 points between the two of them starting this round today. Noah Harmon has probably passed more cars than anybody in the last couple of races, but he sits third and a little bit off those front two. Those front two share the front row for this race today here at Watkins Glen, with Day edging Meza for pole position by just a little bit, and that's the stage where the championship is concerned. And again, this is the first of 2 on a doubleheader weekend. So super important to have a solid result today and keep the car in one piece. These TA2 machines tend to be pretty maintenance intensive from one race to the next, and so the crew's facing a hard day's night here at Watkins Glen, turning them around from today to tomorrow, and particularly if you're one of those fighting for a spot up there at the head of the line in the championship standings, you're going to need to have a good solid day and bring that car back in one piece today at Watkins Glen, where any incident tends to be a pretty big one. So 34 drivers and teams all set to go. And let's head down to the head of the grid and Nate Dreyer.
Thanks, Alan. Race fans, at this time, we please ask that you rise and remove your caps. With today's invocation, please welcome from Road Race Ministries, Marvin Gray.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to race in this amazing facility, one of the homes of American road racing. And now we ask your blessing and protection on each and every one who is a part of this race today, the drivers, the crew, the officials, the workers. And we thank you for our fans. Bless them that they came out to support us. We ask that you would bless and protect also our troops, our safety forces, emergency workers, all those who protect us. And now, Lord, we ask for healing for all those that are needing healing. We know for Nick, for Katie, Lord, all those who are needing healing, for those who are suffering through the air quality, be with them. And now, Lord, we ask for peace in Ukraine, peace in the Middle East. In your name we pray, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Now, please remain standing. And with the presentation of today's national anthem, here is Sydney Irving.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sydney. That was great. Now we welcome in today's Grand Marshal and winners of an online contest on social media with Racing America and Trans Am. It's Kevin and Brandy. They are longtime Trans Am and Racing America property fans, and they won that online contest with the opportunity to provide today's command to fire up engines. Let's hand it over to them now for today's command.
Ready?
Drivers,
start your engines!
All right, we're ready to go with round number 8 of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series today from Watkins Glen International. Skies have cleared. It's turned into a beautiful afternoon. Temperature in the low 70s, so you can see some remaining remnants of moisture there on the shot from our Perfect Vision drone of some of the rain that pelted this speedway earlier today and made the start of the Trans Am Series by Pirelli race very, very interesting for sure, as it ran in wet to drying conditions. But it's going to be all dry today as these 34 drivers start to get the signal to roll from the grid and head toward the race course here at Watkins Glen. A good look back at all the many different looks and schemes on these beautiful cars as they get ready to go. So just the one pace lap to form up the field before the start of today's race. Metric Joe Fodero. That's fun. And out onto the race course they go. So again, 34 drivers are getting ready for the start of this one. And it's the top two in the championship that will share the front row at the head end of the line. With Alonde and Elio Meza side by side along the front of the race course. This Watkins Glen racetrack using its full Grand Prix course length, 3.4 miles and change around, 11 turns plus the inner loop. In Trans Am racing, no track limits are enforced, so all that pavement runoff you're looking at bottom of the screen in turn one, you'll see a lot of drivers using that as well. There's the inner loop, all dry now. The only thing you can't do at the inner loop is go straight through. If you go through the inner loop, you must come to a complete stop before continuing back on to the racetrack. So a quick look around at the 11 corners that make up this Watkins Glen course. Lots and lots of elevation change in this 3.4 miles around. The run from the start-finish line down to turn one is steeply downhill, heavy braking zone. Then you begin to wind up, up, up through the S's, narrow, tight, fast, scream down the back straightaway, the tricky inner loop, then the long right-hand carousel, sharply downhill into the boot. The laces, tricky, climbing back uphill through the toe, then around to the heel, down and uphill again, back to turn 9, back onto the NASCAR course, and then the final couple of corners downhill, back around to a lap at Watkins Glen. It's super fast. It is the super speedway of road courses, and it's tricky in spots. And some of these drivers are going to have some decisions to make, especially on the first lap, over how much side-by-side racing they want to do into these first couple of corners here at the Speedway. So our starting lineup, it's the top two in the championship. Day and Meza on the front row. Last year's champion, Tristan McKee, returns. He starts on the inside of row 2 with Gavin Gleitzman, another fine qualifying run. Gian Buffamati in 5th. Australian Nathan Hearn returns to the Trans Am Series to start 6th. Adrian Lostowski, Noah Harmon back there in row number 4. Laney Bison, Thomas Merrill round out row 5. The Pro-Am fast qualifier was Jared Audrick. Again, this week he starts back in 17th position overall. And a look at the rest of the 34 drivers and teams in this round 8 of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series. So 75-minute time limit, 30 laps or 100 miles. The scheduled distance for this one. Anyone making a pit stop, it's an unscheduled pit stop in this race for sure. And I think the fight for position at the front of the field between these teammates going into turn number 1 is going to be big, because they both understand that whoever gets the lead off that first corner is going to control the race pretty much. So it's that complicated, tricky scenario where you're racing your teammate side by side into the first corner, but you know that's the driver you've got to beat. That's what faces Alonde and Elio Meza in this one. For Day, he comes in off his second win in 3 races, the victory at Road America a couple of weeks ago, where he chased Meza the whole race through, but when Meza's car failed an axle, coming to the white flag, Day was able to go by and get the win and close the championship. He's made the long trip back to the United States again from his native Israel to compete at Watkins Glen today and see if he can make further ground in the title fight. And what of Tristan McKee, who lines up on the inside of row number 2? Last year's winner in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series Championship. He's back again to try and see if he can score a 5th victory in 8 tries in this series. Pace car is off. It's Day to driver's right, Meza to driver's left, coming down for the green flag. And round 8 of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series is underway at Watkins Glen. Air 3 wide, 4 wide, into the braking zone, turn 1, look out, contact there. Everybody gets away. Who gets the lead to turn 2? Rafa Matos driving that blue and black number 9 car for Cope Racing. Keep an eye on him. He's to the right of your screen as they're still side by side for the race lead to the bus stop. Nobody giving in. And Alonde will come away with the top spot to turn 5. That's Thomas Merrill, 26, making a move, trying to pick up a spot. Looks like the one who's fallen back a couple of spots on the initial break was Tristan McKee. He's lost 3, maybe 4 positions. McKee in that white and blue number 48 machine. So it's Day and Meza. That Gavin Gleitzman is 3rd. And there you see McKee kind of being shoved to the outside of turn number 8 and falling back in line. Harmon and Merrill both by him. Noah Harmon in the 7, silver, yellow, red machine there for Silver Hair Racing. And everybody using all the pavement they can as they come through turn number 10 and back around to complete lap 1. So it's Day, Meza, then a gap. Gleitzman in 3rd. Nathan Hearn, the Australian, is now 4th. Noah Harmon runs 5th. Back to the braking zone, turn 1. That's Merrill defending inside. Black and blue number 26. It's Tristan McKee in the 48, trying to find a way around him. Then Gian Buffamani next in line in that red, black, and white number 95 machine. There's the scoring left side of your screen as they cross the start finish line last time by. Here's Meza looking inside, outside, filling the mirrors of Day to the inner loop, while 3rd goes side by side as well. That's silver 51, Gavin Gleitzman, the youngster from the Chicago area, the 16-year-old. In his Chevy Camaro, has had a great run of qualifying lately, now trying to turn that into race finishes. Qualified 4th 2 of the last 3 races, and then did it again here this weekend at Watkins Glen. Right behind him in that white and green striped machine is one of the top drivers in the Australian Trans Am Cup Series, as they call it. That's 23-year-old Nathan Hearn from Lismore in New South Wales, Australia. He's driving the Howe Industries house car here, if you will. He's a 2-time champion of that Australian series. He's come over here to America a few different times, particularly here to Watkins Glen, as it's fallen in his home championship schedule. He's a 2nd-generation racer, and he very much feels like he's got a chance to contend for the win here. He won the first round of the Australian series earlier this year. He's their championship leader after 2 of 7 weekends, and he's running 4th overall right now in a car that goes 4 seconds a lap faster here at Watkins Glen than his Australian Trans Am Cup car would do if it were racing here at this speedway. They know that because they did the simulations to figure it all out. So watching everybody shuffle through turns 1 and 2, checking back the Pro-Am lead. As you look at the scoring ticker, the Pro-Am, the red scoring tabs, that's Roberto Sabato, 61, who's taken the lead in the initial shuffle, as side-by-side for the overall lead, or at least poking the nose out, is Elio Meza. As he continues to chase his teammate Alonde for the top spot. Not much separating those two in qualifying, 0.086 seconds, the difference between Day and Meza. And remember that Meza had no first gear in qualifying, a story he told us earlier, which at a couple of spots on this Watkins Glen course you'll want to have in these TA2 Series cars. Here's the race for 3rd. Gleitzman and Hearn, 51 and 15 respectively, as we check on the pit lane with Nate.
Kind of difficult. He's been here a couple of times, but trying to get up to speed, you've got a race car with him that's got better brakes, better aero, and the only thing really similar is the motor in that race car compared to what his car in Australia has. So he definitely was off the pace, or not off the pace, but struggling to find all the pace. As you add to that, they had some tire issues earlier in the week, so session 2 and session 3 were kind of a write-off for him leading into qualifying. So impressive that they're right on the pace.
All right, Nate, thanks. So there go the leaders downhill to turn number 1 as you watch Nathan Hearn there. Now second in line, continuing to pursue Gavin Gleitzman for third spot. There's Noah Harmon right behind them. Last several races, Noah Harmon has been on fire, but he's had to come from deeper on the grid than he's been able to do something with. He's been just passing people in such a way. Let's see, Indianapolis qualified 11th, finished 3rd. Road America qualified 9th, finished 3rd. As you watch ahead at the race lead from Harmon. And right on board with him in our Q3 onboard camera. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th here. As Hearn continues to apply the pressure to Gavin Gleitzman. Gleitzman, the 16-year-old from Naperville, Illinois, has enjoyed success in karting and spec Mazda racing. Made his debut in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series at Sebring to start this season, and has just made progress and gotten better and better and better as the season has gone on. Withstanding all kind of pressure here as he drives this Exron Capital Chevy Camaro Howe chassis machine, and holds off the Howe house car, if you will, from Nathan Hearn right behind him. Then you've got Noah Harmon in 5th. Thomas Merrill runs 6th. 7th is Gian Buffamante. Tristan McKee has fallen back to 8th after starting 3rd. Adrian Wlostowski runs 9th. Jace Denmark rounds out the top 10. A couple of other quick stories. Rafa Matos is making his return to the series this week. Rafa had that hard crash at Lime Rock Park where he broke a couple of ribs and punctured a lung. He's back for the first time since then, which was the end of May, the accident. Driving here in the car normally driven by Keith Prochek for Cope Racing, the number 9 HP Tuners machine, and Rafa Matos running back in 12th position. There's the lead. Here's 3rd. Vinny Miskelis, one of the young drivers who made such an impression in the season opener at Sebring on pit road. He's got some reported engine problems on his car as the Nitro Motorsports team has gathered around the hood of that Toyota Camry. So difficulty there for Miskelis, who starts just in his 4th TA2 Series race. Here's Harmon showing the nose in the mirrors of Hearn, who shows the nose in the mirrors of Gleitzman, while Meza continues to apply pressure today for the top spot. Talked to Alon Day yesterday and just has a smile on his face all the time at the racetrack. Very cool, very calm, very collected young man. Driver that 17, 34 years old from Tel Aviv. Having won 2 of the last 3 races in this series. He's a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Euro Series. And think about commuting from the Middle East to America to race. He'll put over 100,000 miles on in the air, flying back and forth to races here this year. But loves every bit of it. And Alon Day happy to be here at Watkins Glen and leading this race. He knows he's gained a lot of ground on Meza in the championship and knows he just has to keep being there. Yes, he wants to win every race, but he knows that his teammate behind him is going to be fast and going to be close. Change for 3rd as Hearn has finally gotten around Gleitzman. Now Harmon applying the pressure there for the number 4 spot. Harmon in the 7, Gleitzman in the 51. And this is for 4th position, while that lead continues to be close as well. 17 Alon Day, 28 Elio Meza. So there's third, fourth, and fifth in line. And so far, nobody's set a wheel off course. We've stayed under green. Back end of that line, Tristan McKee, who's fallen back from third to eighth position now. So that opening lap shuffle for last year's champion of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series not working out in his favor. Hearn beginning to move away from Gleitzman after getting that third position. And now the race for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Local yellow, turn number 8. We've got a car in trouble over there. Looks like that might be the 89 of James Lebeco, the Ohio driver, who has continued on and back under green in turn number 8. So no harm, no foul there, and we stay full course under the green flag. He's right on board with Noah Harmon. How you doing? So the race for the lead, Alonde and Elio Meza. Back and forth they go as Meza continues to apply pressure. And pleasure to be joined in the booth now, helping us out with the call on a fill-in basis today by the guy who just came from the top step of the victory podium in our Trans Am Series by Pirelli Mace, Matthew Brabham. Congrats. Well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, cheers. It was an awesome race for me, so I'm pretty happy here to join you.
I appreciate your stepping in. You drove a TA2 car in a race for the first time last round at Road America. So while we're watching this fight for the lead, what's it like racing one of these TA2 Series cars at a high-speed track like this?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. These cars race really well. The fields are huge, and there's a lot of talent in here. So that's really what drew me in, and that's why I was so excited to join and race. But in terms of the driving experience, it's completely different. It's nothing like the TA car. The TA car is more of like a GT3 high aero. 950 horsepower, and it's pretty open, so we do a lot of stuff with those cars to make them drive really nice.
Yeah.
And these things are just more raw, old school. Reminds me of like old school NASCAR. You got the H pattern. The tires have really big sidewalls, and it kind of feels like you're driving a bathtub. So I wouldn't say it's like an amazing driving experience, especially seeing all the stuff that I've driven over the years.
Got a full course yellow. Hang on one second. Got a car off track at turn number 6. That is a tricky part of this race course, and someone has gotten off course in turn 6 and brought out the full course yellow. There it is, up into the tire barriers. That looks like the 24 of Aidan Dorvey, the Scarborough Maine driver, who is in just his third race of Trans Am competition, and he's found the tire barriers at turn number 6 and brought out full course yellow number 1. How tricky is that spot on the racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, we had the same full course yellow, I believe, with Tommy. He did almost exactly the same thing. You see where his marks are further up the track there, where all that dust is, with it right underneath the yellow flag, and that's where Tommy Drizzy hit. And then we got another one in the wall here. That's one of the more challenging corners because it's downhill. There's a curb actually on the exit of 5B. We'll get a replay here, I guess.
Yeah, let's see. Coming in hot from the right side of the screen.
Oh, just severely overdrove the entry. I'm not sure if that's like a little bit of brake fade. Ooh. And then right into the barrier. I mean, he went in pretty hard there. I think he'll be okay, but yeah, the car's not.
Yeah, for sure. I mentioned earlier, this racetrack known for years, especially dating myself here, but going back when NASCAR first started coming here, right? This was the super speedway of road courses. It's high speed, and when you find those blue Armco barriers, it's probably not going to be a lot of fun.
No, I mean, it's never nice to find out what the tire wall feels like, especially a place like this. But yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering. It's so common that the cars go in there, and as I was just saying, in 5B on the exit, there's a rumble strip. And that's something that I experienced with these cars when I drove them, is if you go over these high-speed rumble strips, you get that vibration.
Yep.
It pushes the pads off the brake rotors. And when you go for the next brake zone, if you don't pump the pedal back up, it just goes to the floor, and you got no brakes. And, and it's super common, especially when you're racing with someone. It looked like there was someone right behind him. They might have almost been overlapping as they went into the corner. They're racing really hard, and I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, the pads got knocked back, and he went to go for the brake, especially racing side by side with someone, and just went right to the floor. And it looked like he didn't have much brakes going into the corner. So I wonder if that's what happened. It's not really like a driver error or a car failure, but it's like one of those things that catches people out, and I definitely felt that when I was driving these cars.
Well, good to see Aiden Dorby out of the car and okay, but we are under full course yellow. And so we'll take a break. Alonde has thus far fended off Elio Meza at the front of the field. Alonde looking to see if he can make it 3 wins in 4 races. Can he hang on the rest of the distance at Watkins Glen?
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Back live at Watkins Glen, where the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series is running round 8 of their 12-race season this afternoon. After this event, lots more to watch on Racing America. Join us next weekend and watch the 60th annual Red Bud 400 from the High Bank Anderson Speedway in Indiana. The best in short track racing. Fight it out on that wonderful track. Join us. Log on to racingamerica.com. See the full racing schedule. And that's next weekend. The Red Bud 400 from Anderson Speedway. We're live today at Watkins Glen International. We're under full course yellow after Aiden Dorby crashed in turn number 6 earlier today. Matthew Brabham scored a win in what was a tricky Trans Am Series by Pirelli race. Had delay for lightning, then started in the wet. The track dried out. Matthew joining us in the broadcast booth here for our coverage of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series here this afternoon. As you look at Aiden Dorby's car being towed back toward the paddock area. Doubleheader weekend. Ever enter your mind during the course of that race today while you're running through the races? Boy, I gotta bring this home because I need it tomorrow too.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was thinking that. I'm like, obviously you got to drive with some level of caution and not just go down there and take everyone out in the first corner or something. But and then not miss the race tomorrow. But no, the way it works here is you at least in ours, I'm pretty sure it's the same in TA2, is you have to set a fast lap to set the grid for tomorrow.
Yep.
So for us, it's drying out, and the track's getting like half a second faster, and the team's like, you got to push all the way to the end. So there was no saving or you know, at the end of the race, I was like, oh, I gotta drive this car as hard as I can so I can be on the pole for tomorrow.
That's fun. And yes, that is the same in this series. So your fast lap in today's opening round of the doubleheader sets your grid position for tomorrow. So you might find somebody that finishes, you know, 7th today, starting on the front row tomorrow, depending on how things go in the race.
Exactly, yeah. And there might be a little bit of gamesmanship in terms of, you know, if someone has an issue and they're at the back of the grid, they can drop back from the field and try and go for a fast lap without any traffic, you know, without any aero wash. So there is a little bit of gamesmanship, and people, if they have an issue, they're at the back of the pack. This race is done and dusted. They can go for a big flying lap at the end of the race, you know, low fuel, and go for it. But yeah, as these leaders, I know Alan, Helio, and Nathan, and they're all going to kind of be thinking about that at the end of the race, because the fuel comes out of the cars, they get lighter, get a little bit faster sometimes at the end of the race, and then, you know, you might be catching traffic, because in my race we're catching traffic, and I was like, well, okay, how do I line this up
doesn't go,
for a fast lap at the very end of the race when the track and the car's at its fastest.
Interesting. The race within the race, for sure, is part of these doubleheader weekends, like we have this weekend at Watkins Glen. Nate Dreyer down on pit road has an update for us as we work this full course yellow. Nate?
Kind of an breeze is picking up, temperature.
All right, having some troubles with Nate's mic there, so apologize for that. We just got signal from race control. We're coming back racing very shortly, if not this time. I think I heard this time by, so we're getting ready for a green flag restart here as the safety vehicles make their way off the race course. So Alon Day will have Elio Meza right on his back bumper for this restart. It is a single file restart in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series. Australian Nathan Hearn now up to 3rd and got the benefit of that full course yellow to catch those top 2. Interesting to see what he can do here on the restart.
Yeah, I think at least from my experience in racing with these guys, especially Helio and Elon and the Scott Legacy cars, they tend to be just so good on the restarts here. They fire off really, really well. So I don't think Nathan can really challenge them right here, but I know that Howe chassis that Nathan is driving, he was working on it himself. I mean, I saw him yesterday after practice, and he had to put that car back together, and he was covered head to toe in dirt. But that car, I think, is really good at the end of the race, because when we're at Road America, there was one coming for us at the end that was really fast. So not expecting Nathan to challenge too much here at the restart. I mean, Helio's going to go for it for sure. He was so aggressive with me on the restart, so he's going to be pushing, but yeah, I'll be looking for Nathan at the end, and then the battle for the first and second spot right here, I think, should be pretty on.
All right, here they come. Green flag. He is out. And we're back at it as they head down to the braking zone, turn 1. Alon Day, the leader. Elio Meza, 2nd. Can someone find a way? And look at the scramble behind them into turn 1.
That's all kinds of cars going for the inside line there into turn 1. A little bit of contact there as they go wide. They do that big NASCAR spread out and head back up the hill there. But yeah, that was a great restart, especially down the back there. Those guys are going for it.
That's Ethan Tovo in the 10 and Adrian Vlastowski in the 3 that were side by side and made contact. And they're still duking it out, top of the hill, back in the pack.
They're side by side there for the lead.
As Meza tries to find a way.
Just didn't quite get enough overlap. It's so hard to pass on the outside there. Great block by the leader there.
And Gavin Gleitzman's getting shuffled out here in this line of traffic. Noah Harmon got by him. Thomas Merrill got by. Gian Buffomani got by. And now it's Tristan McKee there to race with Gleitzman. So Gleitzman from 4th on the grid getting shoved back here in the traffic jam on the restart. And trouble. That's Roberto Sabato, who has been into the barrier heavily. That's at turn 5A at the exit of the inner loop area.
Exit the bus stop there. They're still racing here. It's still green, but I can expect for sure as they get around later in this lap that we're going to go full course yellow.
There it is right there. Full course yellow is called. Sayings, old sayings get to be old sayings because they're true.
Yeah.
Cautions breed cautions.
Absolutely, yeah.
There we go. So just after the restart, not even a half a lap in, Roberto Sabato whose team is from the Toronto area, and the Watkins Glen and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, two of the most important races of the season to Roberto. But his race here today in the Pro-Am category is not going to wind up the way he was hoping for.
Oh, that's a shame. I think there might have been, I'm not sure if he hit the barrier or actually hit another car, and that might be the other car involved in an incident there, because they're kind of in the same area, or...
Yeah. There's James Lebeco, whose car is stopped on racetrack as well. Let's head down to Nate, who is with the driver involved in the incident that brought out the first full course yellow.
Yeah, Aiden Dorvey, quick having a word with one of the track safety workers, but back in the paddock area, hard incident to end your day. Are you okay? And take us through what happened on that one.
Yeah, feeling fine, no injuries. I locked up my front left, avoiding a yellow flag in turn 8, avoiding a car that was in track out, and after that, I just kept finding the flat spot of the tire. Really hard corner, turn 6 there, and it'll bite you. So that's what happened, but we'll get back tomorrow and have a good day. So,
all right, sounds good. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck tomorrow then.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Aiden Dorvey off the first caution of the day, out of the race car, guys.
Finding the flat spot on the tire. That will happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I think, the brakes is something you have to really manage here. Flat spots, all that. It's all part of it. But it's definitely, with these cars, as I said, they're not perfect cars to drive. They're old school, and it has that whole element of, looking after everything. And when you do have something go wrong, it goes. It's hard to kind of drive around it.
That's the car of Maciej Tunevich leaving pit road. One of the Pro-Am drivers from Lodi, New Jersey, the New York City area, back with us for the first time since Sebring, and he got caught up in some of the stack-up, and but looks like is able to continue, though I'd expect they're going to want him to come back and tear that piece of back bumper away from the car before we restart.
Yeah, and looking at these tire marks here on the screen right now where the leaders are just passing over, I wonder if someone got checked up in the bus stop and there was front to rear contact, because that car that was stopped, the first one we saw, had the whole front end smashed in, and then the second car we saw on the outside, we couldn't see the rear of the car, but I'm wondering if those two are probably the... Yeah, we got another one.
Jared Audrick's car.
Yeah, a few shake and bake moments going on out there, and yeah, looks like that's probably what happened. I mean, a little bit of front to rear contact, and that's why we got two cars off here in the exit of the bus stop.
So second full course yellow of our race, quickly following the first. There's James Lebeco out of his car, the driver from the Cleveland area, in his first Trans Am Series race, and he'll have another opportunity tomorrow, but for now he is done shy of halfway. We are under full course yellow for the second time in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series round here at Watkins Glen. So we'll take a break, come back, and get ready for a restart. Alon Day continues to hold the race lead.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Haggerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Haggerty, let's drive together.
Live at Watkins Glen International with round 8 of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series live on, I did say live already, but we're live, if you get the point, on Racing America today. Alan Bestwick joined by the winner earlier today in the Trans Am Series by Pirelli here at Watkins Glen, Matthew Brabham. I take it you'll start on pole for tomorrow's race too. Have you seen an order yet?
I haven't seen the order, but I know I got the fastest lap, so I should be on the pole. And I know Chris was really close to pipping Paul Menard at the end there, but I think Paul is second, and then Chris will be third.
Yeah, so that to come up tomorrow here when we come back with you with another doubleheader from the Glen here on Racing America. So continuing the cleanup out at turn number 5, where the incident happened on the first lap after a restart from the other crash that slowed us down. And Alonde continues to run first behind the pace car. It's Alonde leading, Elio Meza second, Nathan Hearn is third, Noah Harmon is fourth, and Thomas Merrill is fifth. Gian Buffamati runs sixth, Tristan McKee is seventh, Gavin Gleitzman now is eighth, Ethan Tovo is ninth, and Jace Denmark rounds out the top 10 a little deeper into the field. Adrian Vostowski is 11th, Jackson Tovo is 12th, Laney Bice 13th, Rafa Matos is 14th, and Jared Odrick is the Pro-Am leader. He's 15th overall, though has the nose damage on that machine that we showed you earlier, and you can see right there, it doesn't look like anything too serious, enough to cave in the cooling on the car. But Odrick, the Pro-Am leader, and running 15th overall in the race. Jared going to join us tomorrow for coverage of the Trans Am Series by Pirelli race. He's going to sit in this seat and offer his insights as to racing at Watkins Glen. That should be a lot of fun.
I'll have to go and slip him a few bills to talk nicely about me up here.
I think your performance stands on its own quite well. Thank you very much. This racetrack is so high speed compared to a lot of road racing circuits. You know, Road America, okay, really high speed, but a lot of really heavy braking zones as well. This place, even the heavy braking zones are still, like, you're doing 100 miles an hour plus through that inner loop.
Yeah, well, I think one thing that you can't really quite tell on the screen here, I think there's a little bit of damage on that car. I think they might have come in and ripped off the car.
There's more than a little bit.
Well, at least it's not going to be on the track. It will be in the pits, hopefully, when those guys ripped all that bodywork off. But, yeah, definitely slow down the straight now. He's going to be struggling for the rest of the race. But, yeah, I mean, I think what you can't really see, I mean, you can kind of tell, but if you lined up all those cars side by side, it would be 9 or 10 wide. And it's hard to really get a grasp of that on the cameras right here. When I'm looking at it now, the track looks like a normal track. But it's so wide here. It's super wide. And, you know, there's no real hairpins. It's like second, third gear in most of the corners, even if they are like a hairpin or a full 180-degree corner. So it's faster than it looks. And, yeah, that's one thing you don't quite get on the cameras here, because you always go out on track here and you feel like it's a wide speedway.
Yeah.
There's just so much room on either side of your car. When you go, especially in our cars, the TA cars, they're like double the width of these TA2 cars, it feels like. And we go to Sonoma feels like a kart track. You know, you're like, I'm dropping wheels off everywhere, and there's barely even like a racing line because the track's so narrow. But yeah, I guess you can kind of get a shot here. I mean, look how much space is on the track there. And when you go down into turn 1, I mean, you can fit, 8 cars. If not much room, but you can do it. So it's a really wide track, so it makes it so fast.
Looks like we're going to come back to a restart next time by, as word from race control is we're going to be able to have a green flag when they come back next time. That'll be with 16 laps to go, so just shy of halfway distance in this event. The other thing that's deceiving, watching at home versus being here in person, is the elevation change. This, like going up the hill through the S's, it's a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, it's blind. When you're on this onboard camera right here and you look up to the top right of the windshield, you can see all the way up there. But in the car, like the camera angle is really wide. Like your vision is way more narrow through the helmet, and you actually can't see this left-hander here. This is all blind. Like there's no reference point. You're kind of guessing, and it's even the same like after the bus stop down through the right-hander. There's a lot of blind corners, so you're doing like 150 miles an hour, and you can't see. Like you can't see the rest of the racetrack. It's almost like when on the highway, and you go around a sweeping left corner. You can kind of see around the corner, but if you come up to somewhere where you just can't see around the corner, it has all those hazard signs, no vision, or the trees, it's kind of everyone gets a little nervous and they slow down a little bit. But yeah, it's a lot of blind corners, a lot of elevation, and it's a mountainous area here. Where I'm looking in this booth and I can look out over this TV screen. I can see the lake and Finger Lakes over there and the town. So, I mean, people don't, unless you've been here personally yourself, it's hard to get a grasp of that as well, for sure.
It's a beautiful part of the country for sure, and a favorite of a lot of folks to come back to year after year. And this race course certainly is challenging for these drivers and teams, and they're going to do it twice this weekend. We've already seen how difficult it can be. Another one of those old sayings about Watkins Glen: black is good, green is bad, blue is very bad. Look at the colors on the screen in front of you and figure out what that means, right? Keep it on the pavement here, because you get off the pavement here, it's not going to be pretty.
No, especially now, because it's all wet. So all the curbs are wet. The grass is still damp. It rained earlier. We haven't seen it rain in this TA2 race, but for our race, it was completely wet at the start.
Yeah.
So that's something that unless you were here, you wouldn't have seen. But the track will still be wet on the exits, and if you hit the grass or touch the grass, it's just like Bambi on ice. There's just no chance of slowing down or stopping. But at the moment, the track is completely dry and a lot of grip out there. The conditions are perfect for racing. I don't think there'll be any tire wear. The way the conditions are, it's cool now. The track's green, as they say, and there could be opportunities for different lines, side-by-side racing. But yeah, I mean, off on that grass is definitely going to be super slippery. So yeah, if you can keep it on the black stuff, you'll be fine. And obviously, you don't want to find out what the wall feels like either.
So coming to the restart here, fields hitting the exit of the boot area, turn number 9, and a couple of corners to go before the green flag will wave. Single file restart coming. So it's Alon Day, Elio Meza, Nathan Hearn, Noah Harmon, Thomas Merrill. They are the first 5, followed by Buffamati, McKee, Gleitzman, Ethan Tovo, and Jace Denmark, the rest of the top 10. So we only got 3/4 of a lap in on the last restart before we wrinkled somebody up in the inner loop. Let's see what we do this time as we come back. Pace car heads off, and we're back under green.
With a good jump there. A few little jostles in the back. Yeah, Helio's not quite close enough here to make a challenge.
Who's this shipping it up the inside? That's Gleitzman trying to get around McKee. Everybody clear now, up the climb through the S's.
Seems like Helio's really good at getting off this corner and heading towards the bus stop here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of side by side again. They come up here. Oh yeah, they're just going for the side draft. He peels out. He's trying to get clearance before the brake zone there, but it's close.
That little wobble under braking for Londe was the only gap that Elio Meza needed. Lead change, Meza to the front. Here comes Nathan Hearn to the outside, sideways.
He's drifting it out there. He's trying to keep the track position. I wonder if he's going to still have the inside for the next corner.
Downhill to turn 6. Day manages to squeeze him off. Now here's Noah Harmon getting into the fight.
He's going to try and roll the outside here. It's definitely possible in this corner. It's usually quite good drive there, but no, he's not even close. Yeah, that was a great restart. What a move by Helio and the bus stop there. That's definitely ballsy. It takes a lot of cojones, as they say, to get into the outside lane there and really outbrake someone for the lead. I mean, that was a great move.
And carrying so much speed into that part of the race course, you saw when Day got on the brakes, just that little wobble, like, whoa, that's a little bit faster than I can stick.
Oh yeah, and he had to tighten the corner up because there was a car on his outside. Helio got the overlap enough that Alan had to kind of back out and tighten the corner up, and I think that's what the wiggle was. Is he just was like, oh, if I turn him where I normally do, I'm just going to take out my teammate. So he definitely gave him room on the outside there. pinched the corner a little bit, and yeah, unfortunately he lost the spot. But I mean, Helio has just been dynamite on these restarts. That's something that really upset me a little bit when I was racing. I had the pole.
Yeah.
I went for the double, trying to get both wins in both classes. And Helio got me on the start and was a bit better than me on the restart. So I think he's doing a great job of managing this tire and getting it up to temperature. And I noticed he was doing different things on the warm-up as they come to green. So yeah, he's doing a great job there on the restart. Still a battle for third here.
That's Hearn on the inside. White, number 15 with the green trim. Noah Harmon, third in the championship, right behind them. And then Thomas Merrill in that blue and black, number 26 machine. The 40-year-old from Salinas, California, driving the HP Tuners Cope race cars. Dodge Challenger. Merrill bouncing around to several different racing series this year, doing a lot of driving instructing as well. But it doesn't matter what he gets behind the wheel of. He seems to make it fast.
Yeah, I like Merrill a lot. He's definitely, I feel like we're very similar in the style of driving, and we drive a lot of different things like the IMSA cars and sports cars and come into stuff like this. But yeah, he's doing a great job. I know that his car specifically at the last couple of races they've been trying to save it for the end. And so to see him in the top 5, I think he's still probably on the conservative side at the moment. I see he's tightening up the exit there. He wasn't as wide as the drivers in front of him. I'll be interested to see how that car is at the end, because that camp and that group and Thomas specifically has been telling me that they've really been trying to make that thing good at the end of the race.
So Thomas right now running in 5th overall in the race, tied for 5th all time in TA2 Series wins, and 2024 Watkins Glen winner here in this series. So Thomas Merrill right now in the top 5.
And Helio's just pulling the gap here. He's very good on these restarts, and you know, one thing that was a difficult thing for me was the tire. It comes down in pressure and it moves around a lot, and you can kind of see the cars dancing, see the rear of that car jumping up and down. It does that side to side a lot, more than any other car I've driven. And I think Helio's just got enough laps and experience in these cars that he's used to the movement, and he just darts away and has these nice awesome fast laps out there, 51.7, quite a lot faster than the second place guy right now. And then it kind of manages, and the pressures come up, and then it all filters out to be the same again. So I wouldn't expect him to keep pulling away, but he'll settle down here. But that's a great restart again for him, and then these guys are all going to settle down as well a little bit too, because I think Nathan is going to struggle on the restarts. I just have a feeling that Howe chassis car is a little bit better at the end, so we introducing him and Merrill, how they kind of come on here in the last 5 or 6 laps.
I think Tristan McKee just made one of those stop and starts in the inner loop out on the back. So last year's champion of this series, maybe having some difficulties out there, just following the tracker to see his progress around the race course. There he is. Oh, got one around.
Oh, no, and that's the leader of the Pro-Am class.
We got Jared Audrick left of the screen, and another one sitting right in the middle of the track. Is that McKee? Full course yellow is out. Trying to see the number on the car to the right, but there's Jared
McKee
Audrick
there, so he's all right.
Yep, okay.
Audrick, and it looks like Jared was doing an awesome job in this race, and he was actually mixing it up with the top pro drivers.
That's 75. That's Tanner Reif involved, the other car in the incident. You could see the door panel, the access panel being taken inside the car by Tanner, so good to see that he's okay. That's headed up toward the toe of the boot between turn 6 and 7, and full course yellow again.
Yeah, interesting place to have a crash here in that area, because it's not like it's in a corner. I wonder if they got tangled up trying to block or move over on each other down the straight in between the corners there. But yeah, I mean, Jared was having he was right there with Rafa and mixing it up with you know, the guys that are in the top class, and that's impressive to see. And it's kind of a shame that he got taken out there, because he was doing really well. But I think they were not in the same class, which is, you know, very frustrating if you're Jared in that situation. But obviously, I don't know we haven't seen what happened there, but I mean, it was a big one. Definitely a big one.
So full course yellow number 3 is out, and the pace car will gather up the field. We'll take a break while we're under caution at Watkins Glen International. Elio Meza took the lead on the last restart. What will this upcoming restart bring for us? We'll find out.
and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Watkins Glen International, and a look down on this beautiful race course from our Perfect Vision drone. The drone brought to you by Perfect Vision, the official high-speed internet provider of Racing America. Just joining the family this weekend. Glad to have them aboard. Beautiful countryside where this historic race course sits. So things happening here on pit lane. Tristan McKee out of his car and out of this race. You've also got Eric Caton on the pit lane, and the crew with the hood off his car and looking like they're working on some front-end damage. Jared Audrick, after the conversation, I guess we'll call it, with he and Tanner Reif out at the accident scene, has driven his car back around to the pit lane, though the nose of that car very heavily damaged. There's a look at Eric Caton's car, and it looks like he may be about to climb out and call it a day as the window net has come down on the Indianapolis area Drivers' Day. So tough luck there for Eric Caton today.
Yeah, right as we cut away there, it just looked like they're having a little bit of a dispute over real estate on the track there. Who owned what? So
yeah.
Interesting to see their comments.
That's the Joe Fodero car with the right front fender all torn up and hanging off it there. So lots going on here in the middle section of this race, and we work with 12 laps to go and 26 minutes to go. There is the Jared Audrick car.
And they're really trying to get this thing back together because there's a championship here. You know, these guys are all fighting for a championship in the Pro-Am class and in the lower class. So, I mean, he's been winning a lot of races. And, I mean, they're in the fight here. So anything they can do to get back out there and roll around, especially with all these cautions, you don't know who's going to finish at the end. And big push from those guys. And I saw with the Scott Lagacy guys, it looked like they were dumping oil into Tristan's car, but he was already out of the car. So I'm glad that I was racing last race at Road America, not here, because that wasn't you. Been me. That was the car I was in. So.
Yeah, there's the accident scene where they continue to work to get the Tanner Reif car removed from the race course. Nate's busy down there on the pit lane. He reports up that Tristan McKee may actually be getting back in that race car and going back to work. We'll see what happens there. And they continue to work on both the Caton and Jared Audrick cars. The Troy Benner team, they're working on that. Yes.
Yeah. You see all the oil bottles there. Yeah, just fill it back up and send it back out there, and she'll be right. I don't know how that's going to go, but yeah, obviously leaking a little bit. Hopefully it's not on the racetrack. If it's gone out of the car, it's obviously somewhere else.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And this team changed. This is a fresh engine in this car. They changed the engine between the morning practice on Friday and qualifying on Friday afternoon. Terrific job by Team SLR to get that car out for qualifying yesterday and allow Tristan McKee to run third in the time trials. And again, why would they be doing well, hey, they got another race tomorrow to run as well.
Yeah, and he could go back out there and go for the fast lap. As I said, we were just talking about that before. We can go back out there and get into a clean spot on the racetrack and go for the fastest lap at the end of the race there, especially if these guys are pushing hard and their brakes are fading.
Yeah.
He just rolls around, cruises, and saves everything for just one flying lap at the end there. He could be on the pole tomorrow.
Interesting. Elio Meza has set the fast lap so far in the race. So things happen on the racetrack, right? You ever have someone approach you on the racetrack to have a conversation while you were still behind the wheel of your car?
Yeah, we're going to see a replay here. He's pointing at his head. He's saying, "What were you thinking?" That's the universal language of race car driver. You point, you put your hands out, and he's there's a big dispute over track real estate here. Oh, he's talking. They're talking to each other. I think he's trying to bait him out of the car. He's like, "Come on, get out of the car and let's talk about this, so you can't finish the race." And you can sit here with me in the safety vehicle as we ride back. Surprised Jared is just sitting there. Yeah, he should get moving. I guess he's got plenty of time to have a chat. I don't know. If I was Jared, I'd be like, I got to get back to the pits and fix my car. I'm not here to have a debate and a little chat, in the middle of the race. But no, it's entertaining. I like it. No punches thrown though. I think have their helmets on still. So no, I mean it's good to see. It's passionate. You're a race car driver. I mean, you couldn't describe to someone the pressure that these drivers put themselves under.
Yeah.
And if things go wrong, it's money, it's championship, it's career. And little instances like this can make or break someone's entire life directory of what they want to do. So, I think people forget that sometimes, and, there's a lot of high emotions. I mean, you're at 170 heart rate when you're out there for two hours sometimes, so it's couldn't imagine interviewing them, triathlon or like a runner when they're in that state, barely able to make words. Good to see. It's definitely exciting. It's a lot of passion out there. I like it. It's been great to commentate. I mean, this is one of the better races. I'm glad I joined you for this one.
I appreciate the help. Let's see. Also, a pit stop for Tom Sheehan, who is on and off the pit lane, one of the Pro-Am drivers as well, and former winner. And he's headed back on the racetrack. Okay, we're going to get a green flag restart next time by. So we're going to have 10 laps remaining in the scheduled distance and 20 minutes-ish by the time at pace car speed they come back around. It's going to be just like it was in the Trans Am race earlier, a race between the scheduled time and the scheduled laps to get to the finish of this one. So there's 99 Cale Phillips. He is in second place in the Pro-Am Championship, and with Jared Odrick being on pit road and losing laps and having a damaged race car, this could be a nice day for Cale if he can come back around and have a clean day the rest of the way. He is the Pro-Am leader right now and running in 15th overall.
Yeah, definitely survival for him at the moment. It's hard to see. Is he got people around him in his same class there?
Yeah, right behind him. Doug Winston is right behind him, second in Pro-Am.
Yeah, it's tough back there. You're racing against your own class. We have cars in front of you, and it's all spicing up here. And on these restarts, you're trying to pick lanes. The outside, the inside, and a lot of the corners, and sometimes you just get caught out.
Yeah.
But you got to keep your eyes up because you just never know when someone's going to have a crash or a spin and. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more eye-opening back there for those guys for sure. I mean, they're in the thick of it, and you're going for a race win, but you've got cars all around you in front of you, so that's definitely going to be exciting for him. He's going to be trying to survive, but also block, pick the right lanes, go for this win. He's going to be a lot more probably going for it now that he knows he has a chance.
Yeah, well, Doug Winston right behind him. This is his home track. He's from the New York City area. And he would like to be on the top step of the podium. Had a few podiums this year, but not on the top step yet. So that one could get kind of fun, too, to keep an eye on as we go through the last 10 laps of this race. So coming to the restart. And we'll have 10 laps to go. And back up front, remember last restart, it was Meza getting by Day at the inner loop, the bus stop, for the race lead. Nathan Hearn running in third. Got Noah Harmon right behind him, who's been putting on a pretty good challenge there for a spot. And then Thomas Merrill in 5th. Rest of the top 10, Gian Buffalmoni, Gavin Gleitzman, Ethan Tobo, Jace Denmark, and Adrian Vlovstowski runs 10th. Jackson Tobo, Laney Bice, Rafa Matos, Joe Federo back to 14th. Then your Pro-Am leader, Cale Phillips, 15th overall. Doug Winston right behind him in 16th and running 2nd in Pro-Am. That's Federo's car with the can opener on the right front.
Extra front wing on the front of the car there. It's not going to help, but yeah, no,
think so.
Coming to the green here, I think Day is going to be trying to repeat what just happened to him, but it's hard. I mean, I think Helio's been just so good on these restarts, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, if I was Day, I'd be trying to just replicate what just happened to me. I'm going to try and do the same right back. So we'll see what he can do here, but Helio is just a demon on these restarts, and he's done such a great job of getting up to speed in those first couple of corners.
I just noticed that door access panel is missing from Nathan Hearn's car. It's gone. And he's running in 3rd. The green flag is out. That's Tom Sheehan headed to pit road. And we're back racing down to turn 1 here at Watkins Glen.
Deja trying to get under the brakes here, get really tucked up underneath, and got a good run up the hill here. This seems to be where the drag race is, but he's already 2 or 3 car lengths back, so not the best restart here. Hopefully we can get in the draft. Nathan's looking a bit more threatening there in 3rd place.
Adrian Vlovstowski by Laney Bice for a spot. Looked like Bice had some trouble getting off turn number 1 that time by. So put Adrian Vlovstowski back there in the mix at the tail end of the top 10 as the leaders come through the inner loop. Wonder where Hearn lost that door panel.
I think there was a contact on the last restart. Coming down in this next corner, there was a little bit of side-by-side rubbing and racing, and I think that's probably where he lost it there. But Nathan is coming on strong here at the end here. You know, he's come all the way over to Australia. He's got to make it worthwhile after that long plane trip. So to see him in podium contention here is great, fellow Aussie, and yeah, he's going to be pushing Day to the finish here. Because like I said, I think that car he's in is quite good at the end of the race from what I've seen. So.
All right, so while we sort it out on the first lap of green, let's check downstairs with Nate.
And Tanner Reif is out of the race car back to the paddock area after the incident. Didn't seem happy on the racetrack. Take us through what you saw in that incident with the 0-0.
Yeah, you know, it just happened to be an incident from repeated blocking. I try to make my move clean at least 5 times. Let the review footage. You know, try to, you know, I get to his left side. And in this racing series, you can only maintain your lane once you start to block. And he'd cross back over and try to block him again. So after like the 6th or 7th time, I just didn't let off the gas, and he got what was coming to him. So.
All right, hey, thank you, and good luck. Hopefully the team gets it back together tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully the team can get it back. You know, we had a really good race car. We were a lot faster than all the cars around us. We at least had a top 10 car. You know, I'm really sad for the guys, and you know, maybe if we kept taking the beating and letting them play over us, we could have a race car still, but I only got a certain limit of tolerance of how much time you can block me, so.
Thanks, Tanner. Tough end of the day for the 75, guys.
All right, that's Tanner Reif's side of that story. He is done for the day, and again, the crew going to have to go to work to fix that car up for overnight. So checking back in traffic, looking at Thomas Merrill, Gian Buffalmoni race there. Got Ethan Tobo and Jackson Tobo both in the top 10 as Jace Denmark separates those two twins who celebrate a birthday tomorrow.
Those guys are so young. I mean, it's so. I remember going to the photo shoot for the start of the year, and I was like, "This is making me feel old." Seeing the Tobo brothers, I was like, "Oh my God, how old are you guys? You guys come out of go-karting?" And pretty much, yeah. And I mean, but they're doing a great job out there. It's a great place to learn. You know, they're mixing it up. They're battling side by side. And I said, these cars are like old school H pattern. Yep. You know, if you try and teach a young kid to drive a manual these days, it's a difficult task. And these kids are out there not only doing it, but racing and learning so much here. And another one as well is Jace Denmark. I know he's come from the open wheel, similar to me. A lot of open wheel stuff in the road to Indy and trying to go through the IndyCar route. And now he's in one of these cars moving around in what he feels like a bathtub. He's doing a great job out there adapting as well. It's difficult to make that transition, so he's doing a great job in the top 10. He's been getting good results here over the last couple of races, so great to see him doing well.
Jace didn't even know he was driving this race until Wednesday night, 6 p.m. He found out he was going to be in an entry here.
Look at this. He's doing the weave. He's getting ready for a flying lap. He's going for the pole tomorrow.
Okay.
That's for sure what this is right here. He's weaving around. He's either out of fuel or has another oil problem, trying to get the oil all around the car and get it running again. But I think this is like a warm-up for a flying lap here at the end for the pole.
So McKee is running back in the boot area right now. He's about 2/3 of a lap behind the race leaders, so he's in plenty of open racetrack. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on as we continue to mix it up here in the back half.
I think he's got a problem there. 10. Yeah, this silver car here has got a problem. He's trying to...
No, Harmon? Yes, that's Harmon sliding back. Harmon is sliding back from what was 4th position.
I think he's got a flat tire or like the toes out and broken. Yeah, because the wheels... oh, yeah, he's looks like he's doing the dance there with the steering wheel left and right. Oh, there we go, a bit loose. This flat tire or the one of the toe links is gone and the wheels moving underneath him. So that's a shame for him.
So Noah 3rd in the championship, the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series. And you can hear just can't give it the gas to get off that corner.
Yeah, I mean, he could, but he'd just end up in the wall. He's just he's doing a dance there. It looks like he's almost milking a cow. Left and right, up and down. And he's sliding around. He's just trying to limp back to the pits here and hopefully get I think it might be a flat tire. Get a look here. Or toe at the rear, the wheels moving. I wonder if there was contact there with Nathan because he was all over the back and they were going for that 3rd spot. So it might have been a little bit of contact as well or too much curb through the bus stop when you're trying to run someone down. So, yeah, we'll see. He's probably definitely going to duck in the pits here and try and fix that.
So tough break there for Noah Harmon, who slides back into the field. And looking to see, did he get onto the pit lane? No.
Yeah, surprising because
did he?
No, he's still out there because I think he's just going to try and roll around here and hopefully get to the end. Then maybe that's what he's thinking, but I feel like you're better off coming in and fixing it and going for a fast lap for the race tomorrow because eventually there's too many laps left. Eventually all these guys are going to pass him and he'll probably even get lapped. So he's going to have to come in anyway. Team should be all over that, telling him, Box, come in, we got to fix this. And he's got a really fast car. He's a top 4. Looks like he could challenge for 3rd, and he would be another one that I could say at this point should come in, fix, bleed the pressures down, get the brake temperatures back and the pedal back, and go for a flying lap here at the end for the pole tomorrow.
Just trying to keep an eye while we're watching what's on the screen on what kind of lap time that Tristan McKee is going to go out there and run, and see if I can pick up on that while he gets going. Also just saw Vinny Miskelis come back from the garage area. So again, trying to find a spot at the front of the field on the grid for tomorrow's race. Just the story within the story of this one here today at Watkins Glen. Elio Meza leads Alon Day by now 1.5 seconds. They are the top 2. And there's the gap back to 3rd place Nathan Hearn. And from there, the fight for 4th and 5th with Thomas Merrill and Gian Buffamati.
Yeah, I wonder, there's so many restarts, and, these legacy cars just fire off on the restarts so well. Obviously, Day is coming back to Helio a little bit, the race has kind of played to their hands a little bit with all these restarts, because as I said, I think some of those other guys were trying to save a bit for the end, and it would have been interesting to see if this whole race was green if there was like a different outcome, but no, these cars are so good on the restarts, they're firing off, they're pulling away here from Nathan, so I don't think there's going to be too much of a challenge after that. But we got a race here for 4th place. Thomas Merrill struggling to hold off here.
Gian Buffamati right there chasing him in that 95 car. Reminder, you're watching this broadcast on Racing America, and if you're joining us for the first time, there's a lot more to see. Log on to racingamerica.com, get all your favorite racing news. We've got grassroots live streams from across the country, got behind-the-scenes NASCAR Cup Team content, and, of course, the Trans Am and TA2 Series, and all the behind-the-scenes content from there as well. racingamerica.com. 6 laps to go at Watkins Glen. in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series race. First of the weekend doubleheader. We'll be back here again tomorrow with them flipping the schedule. TA2 goes first tomorrow. Then the Trans Am Series by Pirelli will have the afternoon capper on the day. Just trying to track some of those lap times. It looks like that McKee ran a 152. Yeah, 152.29, which is right now about the 5th or 6th best lap in the day. And I don't know whether that was the last lap he ran or whether that was earlier.
Yeah, the times have dropped off from the leaders a little bit. Their best time were low 51, so 51.1 for Ilio and a 51.4. But they're running 51.7s and 8s now, so they're just dropped off a little bit. I wonder if, you know, when you fire off on a restart, that's like the best lap you got there, and then it kind of fades after that. But we'll see. I mean, we've got a few more laps here to go, see how these times drop down and see if some of those guys at the back can jump a few spots for tomorrow.
So here's the best race we've got at the moment. This is for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Jace Denmark is in that silver and red 68 car. He's running at the head of this group in 8th position. Jackson Tobo in the 30 right behind him in 9th. Then Adrian Blavstowski in that red and white 3 is 10th. Laney Bice is 11th. Rafa Matos has fallen back off them a little bit in 12th position overall. And he's got a bit of a gap on Joe Fodero, who's running in 13th. But for now, this kind of looks like the best race shaping up for 8th position as we get into the final laps, as your front 4 or 5 have spread out just a little bit.
Yeah, Jace obviously trying to hold them off here in a little bit of like a draft tow here. He's got a group of cars all tucked up, trying to get that draft and get close enough to make a move here. And then yeah, it should be good. Should be a good race towards the end. It's tough to pass in these cars. I found myself. I think you don't really get as much of a draft as you'd think. Like I was expecting it to be like a NASCAR style pack race when I was at Road America, and it absolutely wasn't. So just a little bit of aero wash, and then I think also you lose horsepower when you're behind another car because of the air is just not coming up underneath and feeding the engine. You kind of get in the draft and just lose a little bit sometimes. So these guys obviously going to try and battle out and make the best they can do to try and get around that problem or that kind of spacing here. But Laney's doing a great job. I was really impressed with her. She was obviously teammates with me at Road America.
Jackson Tobo
a little bit
big
wide
wiggle
there.
under braking.
Yeah, losing the brakes there a little bit, like just braking early. Could be a little bit of brake fade. He gathered it up though and got spacing again, but lost a lot of room to Jace there.
Jackson's had a rough last couple of races in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series as you look ahead from Adrian Blavstowski's car. But he kind of made a lot of that go better as these young drivers run a lot of mix of things. He got his first limited late model win at Hickory Speedway in North Carolina in the couple of weeks between Road America and here at Watkins Glen.
I saw that. Yeah, he won at Hickory. I've actually raced at Hickory myself in a late model. That was one of the first races I ever did in an oval, so I know that place.
It's not easy, is it?
No, yeah, that's a great effort from him. That's super competitive. There's a lot of those like local guys that come out of the woodwork for races like that.
Yes.
And they've raced there for 10 years. You know, so for a young kid like him, I know that he's probably not raced there very often.
Yep.
And he's pretty new to it all here and also in that world. It's a great effort to do that.
Tobo twins turn 16 years old tomorrow. And talking with both them and their dad back in the paddock the other day, I said, well, you know the best way to celebrate, don't you? Top step of the podium.
Chocolate milk or?
Nope. Top step of the podium. Benny Parsons once said to me, he said, the guy that wins has the most fun. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. Here's Tristan McKee back out. He's got a little traffic ahead of him here this time, though, if he's looking to mount that charge for his grid spot tomorrow. That's Rafa Matos ahead of him.
Yeah, I don't know what Tristan is. I mean, if I was him, I'd just drop off and go for a flying lap here, but maybe he's not aware. You know, it's hard. You know, it's, you know, communication between all the team. The radios aren't quite as good sometimes. I was like still racing him back, but
well,
could be going for a tow as well. But no, I mean,
I'll tell you who is aware. I mentioned Vinny Miskelis came back out of the garage. He just ran a 1:50.9, which is the fast lap of the race so far.
He won a 150.9?
150.9.
Did he go through the cut through? Or?
The pole speed for this race was 148.9.
I know it's possible, but I mean, Helio has got clean air right now, and he's running a 151.6.
But he's also out there on tires with.
It's true, yeah. I wonder if he bolted new tires on, which is what I would be doing if I was
going to
back
say,
there.
wouldn't you? Yeah. So that's an interesting sidebar note for the grid for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, that would definitely mix it up. Especially if a few more of these guys do it. I mean, there's 3 laps remaining. You got to come in now if you're going to do it.
Yeah. So watching here in the second part of the top 10, that number 10 machine, that's the other of the Tovo twins. That's Ethan Tovo, who also celebrates a birthday tomorrow. And he's running in 6th position now, trying to gain 5th away from Gian Buffamati here in these final couple of laps around.
See, Tristan is pushing and he's catching Laney here, but obviously a lap down. Wonder what this lap time will be for him, but yeah, going for low, coming in and making sure it's all good. 150.2
for Tristan McKee.
Yeah, so that.
And the fast lap for Elio Meza so far is 150.8.
And he's just responded because they were running high 151s, and I think they've come over the radio and said, "Yeah, you're not on the pole tomorrow, buddy. You gotta pick up the pace. Yeah, come on, let's go." So he's 150.8.
Fascinating subplot within the plot here as Noah Harmon finally has to pull off driver's left and let that traffic go by in that tough part of the racetrack. And we rejoin the leader here because he's coming to the white flag. Elio sat in that seat for your race earlier today and was talking about the inner loop, the bus stop, is absolutely the part of this racetrack he just loves getting right. He said when you get it right, there's no better feeling. Here, when you get it wrong, there's no worse feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to get wrong there. A lot of curbs, like when you go high speed and curbs, and it kind of pushes you around. He's sliding the rear off the corner there. He's pushing here to go for the fast lap. But yeah, I mean, the bus stop is a great feeling. It's high speed, 150 miles an hour. You go through there and you're just sliding. Especially in these cars, there's no aero really, and the high speed stuff, you just slide around. Like you just saw his rear end sliding there. It's probably more so even in the bus stop. He's going to catch traffic here on his last couple of laps, and that could be extremely detrimental for the pole tomorrow, because if A gets a clean lap or gets a tow, gets a good lap here at the end when these cars are getting faster, it could be a bit of a mix-up. But yeah, I mean, it's so fun to drive these cars. The bus stop was great, especially with something that you can smash the curves with. Yeah. You just take all of the curve on the inside and the outside. It's bounce around. It's a lot of fun.
So the white flag waving from the starter's stand, shielded by the catch fence. And one more lap to go for Elio Meza. You and he are on similar runs this season, right? Winning most of the poles, winning most all of the races this season. When you're on a roll like this, what's it feel like?
It feels good. I think it's like one of those weird things. Until you get to the end, you don't truly get a sense of accomplishment, because you're still in the thick of it. Me personally, like you're always working hard. Like it's never easy. It may look easy, but it's never easy. It's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And if you are having good success, you're looking for the next race. Like I'm thinking about tomorrow. I don't really care about what happened today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm sure is the same. Until he comes across the finish line and is officially the champion, I think that's when it'll start sinking in. But when you're focused, you're hyper-fixated on just getting the most out of everything, and it's one of those things where it's like hard to enjoy in the moment. I think some people, I've seen a lot of IndyCar guys win big races, and it's like, why aren't they happier? And it's like they are happy, but it's you got to understand there's a lot going on, and they're already thinking about the next race. So yeah, it's definitely you got to enjoy it while you can, as much as you can. But yeah, I mean, you don't really till you get to the end of the year, then it kind of hits you.
Yeah. Saw Bice and Lastovsky mix it up for the final spot on the top 10. Oh, Gavin Gleitzman on the last lap of the race is into the barrier. On the last lap from 7th spot, Gavin Gleitzman, did he have some help from another car? We'll see if we can find a replay to find out. But meantime, Elio Meza is coming back to start finish. He's going to win his 7th race in 9 tries in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Checkered flag is up, and Meza after the bold move at the inner loop to get the lead away from his teammate Alon Day, scores yet another victory. The young 18-year-old from Houston wins round 8 at Watkins Glen today.
Yeah, incredible, awesome job. I mean, that's a really nice way to win a race. Is you don't lead from start to finish. You have to make the hard move into the bus stop. And as I said, it takes a lot of bravery to do that on the outside there. Great job by him. And one thing that's really impressed me, I was teammates with him, and I said this to him. I said, "You're helping me too much. He's too nice. You know, he's a nice kid." And I got him on the pole, and I was on pole. And I feel a large portion of that was just due to his welcoming me to the team. I hadn't driven these cars much, and he told me and helped me out and coached me along the way and told me what to do. And then I said, you know, so you don't have to help me that much. Maybe that's something that I can pass on to you, as, you know, your biggest rival is your teammate. But I think his attitude is something that really impressed me, more so than some of the other drivers, I must say, that have come through TA2 recently. I think Helio has the ability, the talent, clearly, and I think from my experience, at least being in IndyCar at the top level, Formula E, V8 supercars, things that I've done, the things that really carry you further in the sport when you get later on in the depth, especially when you're playing with the big boys at the top level, is your attitude and your approach. And I think he's kind of got all the boxes ticked, so he's just got to get that experience. He's young, but what a win. Great from him. Obviously, awesome job by Day as well, who was on the pole.
Yeah.
And was really racy there as well. Merrill Hearn come over from Australia, P3. Yep. Great to see him doing an awesome job here as well. I mean, yeah, he was, as I said, Hearn's he was working on the car himself, and I guarantee you there's probably no one else on this grid that knows the technical stuff as much and works as hard as him. So he was putting his own car back together. So that's definitely something to be worth mentioning as well.
So we have a look at what happened to Gavin Gleitzman over there, coming around to the last lap of the race. That is he's in turn number 7. So that's Buffalmoni and Ethan Tovo go past.
Yeah, it's the wet grass.
And here comes Gleitzman, and there was nobody behind him.
Yeah, I wonder if he just was going for that fast lap. You know, the teams are probably all telling these guys, hey, look, you got to throw down a big one. Yep. And maybe, yeah, I don't know, it could have been a car issue, the brakes fading. But he got wide there for whatever reason, whether it was the car himself, driving, whatever, and then just got in the grass. And once you get in the grass, there's just no chance. I think if it was dry, hadn't rained in the last couple of days, yeah, maybe he could have gathered it up. But, yeah, Bambi on ice there, straight in the wall.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it. Congrats on the win today. I know you got work to do to get ready for tomorrow. So before we hear from Helio Meza, I want to send you on your way, let you get back to the team and start knuckling down on what you got to get ready.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's an honor to join you here. It's kind of cool for me because I've obviously listened to your voice as a young kid in all those big races. So it's great to have you on board with Trans Am here. And thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Matthew Brabham, winner earlier today in the Trans Am Series by Pirelli, and going to be going for another one tomorrow here at Watkins Glen. We'll talk to the TA2 winner, Helio Meza from Victory Circle, next.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Back live on what's turned into a beautiful afternoon here at Watkins Glen International. Victory Lane, our Jim Weed winner's circle for the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series race is loaded up and ready. Here's Nate.
Car, the 18-year-old's incredible season with a burst of emotion continues. Talk to the young man who's been dominating this TA2 season. Man, Elio had to do this one from second today, but it took a bold move to do it as well. How were you able to get by the 17 car and run away?
Man, I don't know. It was going into turn one there when we took the green for the first time. I knew it was going to be wet out there, but the lawn kind of sent it and it paid off. So once I figured out it was dry to use the exit curving, I just did my best to just kind of put pressure on him. And then we had two full course yellows, and then just was able to capitalize there at the end. And I tried around the bus, like just going side by side next to the lawn a couple laps prior to just see what it looked like getting into the bus stop, because it's sketchy. Like our minimum speed there is 100 miles an hour. So around the outside is, just super excited. I don't know how we keep doing it, and I just give it all to the team. Yesterday in qualifying, we had a transmission issue, so I couldn't use first gear in my fast laps. So we had to overcome some adversity yesterday, but just glad to be on the top step after what happened at Road America. And that whole last lap, I was just hoping nothing would happen. But, just can't thank Alessandro's Racing, Geraldo Media Group, Chevrolet, Team SLR, my family for coming out, all the series sponsors, Q3 Architecture, thoughts and prayers to Nick Middleton to get better, Racing America, just all these people that bring a great program. So, just this victory lane reminds me of my buddy Connor Zillage. If you know, you know. And glad it didn't happen to me today. But thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Elio Meza back in victory lane, overcomes and fights the adversity. He goes to victory lane.
Connor Zillage with the fall from the windowsill in victory lane here at Watkins Glen that left him injured. The little dig there. So here are your results from today's round 8 of the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. With Alonde finishing second, Elio Meza basically kept his point lead intact. He actually added a few points. It's 18 between the two now. Nathan Hearn, the Australian, final step on the podium. Thomas Merrill, nice top 5 run. Gian Buffamati also with that great run. Both Ethan and Jackson Tovo surrounding Jace Denmark in the top 10. Laney Bice got the final spot just behind Adrian Blevstowski at the end of the top 10. Pro-Am, Cale Phillips with his first ever Pro-Am victory. 16th overall. He wins Pro-Am today, which trims his gap to Jared Audrick with Jared's difficulties today in that championship down to just 8 points heading into tomorrow's second round of our doubleheader. And there are the many, many drivers who had trouble in this race. And these crews going to be here a long time tonight, patching up a lot of these race cars for tomorrow's next round of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series. Well, we're not done yet here at Watkins Glen. Day 2 of our doubleheader kicks off with the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series race at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Trans Am Series by Pirelli at 1:30 Eastern Time. That's on the RacingAmerica.tv site, on the Racing America app, and on the Go Trans Am YouTube page. So, a rough and rugged afternoon here at the Super Speedway of road courses winds up with Elio Meza in victory lane again and Cale Phillips winning Pro-Am. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Watkins Glen.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Racing America. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.